So we thought we would be talking about the Raptors celebration today, and it is definitely something we're celebrating. But I think everybody has their own story of what it was like to be out in the crowds yesterday. If you were watching the parade and the Raptors rally at home, I don't think you got a full sense of what it felt like on the streets of Toronto. 2 million people, it was crowded. Nathan Phillips Square, I was describing to people landed there, they got where they wanted to be. It was the crowds outside of that that felt very chaotic. I was up at Bay and Dundas. So the shooting that you've seen on the news happened at Queen and Bay, and the people ran from there north. And we were in a restaurant, and all of a sudden you see people running past the open windows, and they're yelling, shooting, and someone goes, everybody down. And in this full bar, everybody hit the ground. I'm under a bar with somebody. This woman's grabbing my arm. People are crying. The glasses have been tipped over. It's very chaotic. And then slowly you poke your head out, and I'm looking at the monitors because I'm thinking if I can see that the Prime Minister is in place, then it's not something different, because at that point you don't know. Is it a Jane Kreba style shooting? Is it a Danforth situation? Is it something bigger? You just don't know. Kudos, first of all, to the police as well, because they did get that situation contained. But then you phone the newsroom, and it happened for a second time, and everybody's under the bar again. They close the doors. By the time it's safe to venture to Yonge, I'm walking down Yonge Street with crowds of people, and it happens again. And there are people running, and there was this couple frozen. I said, grab your kids. And we ran, and you get forced by the crowd. Everybody's jumping into buildings down Yonge Street. The security guard yells at us, get away from the windows. Oof. And I'm on the phone to my husband saying, stay on the phone till I hit the hotel. We had booked a hotel because at 12:30 at Nathan Phillips Square, I could see that it was going to be a mess. When people were trying to leave and getting home was going to be hard. I didn't have an office to run to. You couldn't get to our building. It was really scary on the street.
It was, and I was at the Hilton, which is at, excuse me, so just off University Avenue at Richmond. And for whatever reason, I think about the timing of this. So with my two kids, so a 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and Drew, my husband, and we said, okay, we're gonna leave, just be around 4 o'clock. Come downstairs, we take maybe 10 steps onto University Avenue, and it was just a wall of people who were walking normally, turning around and running at us. We didn't know, excuse me, what was going on. Grabbed both of our kids, start running. People are screaming. And at that point, we didn't really know, as you said, we didn't know what was going on. We weren't sure if there was perhaps a vehicle driving in the direction of these crowds, or if whatever it was. And then a lot of people tried to find their way back inside of anywhere. And my husband was yelling at me, don't go in there, don't go in there, because people were trampling over each other with bikes, with strollers. My kids are absolutely terrified. And then we start hearing people yell, shooting, shooting. So what came of all of this is an interesting conversation in our household. We spoke with my daughter, who's 6 years old, all day about how she was feeling into the night. We, as a family, don't have a strategy for when something like this happens. I don't know what to do. I also don't know how to talk to my kids about it now. I ended up talking to them yesterday, and one of Brooklyn's questions was, Mommy, what about the people that were hurt? How are their families feeling? She's a very empathetic kid. She's very traumatized by the situation. Sure. She's, terrified of now guns and being
crowds.
Yeah, which is really disappointing, because I have to say, I really wanted to focus on how great the day yesterday was. It really was amazing, but it really opens up a broader conversation of how do you talk to your kids about this, because it's everywhere this morning. How do you talk to your kids about that? And as a family, what is your strategy if, God forbid, something like that were to happen? So I know in our family, at least, we're going to be diving a little deeper and figuring out and having a plan. I hate that we have to, but we have to have a plan, because we didn't think we'd ever end up in a situation like that.
Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to subscribe here.
And you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.